What works? Language, literacy and numeracy in training and assessment.
Our next challenge will be to ensure that the questions are in a language that our learners can understand.
We can actually go in and look what we've written. Can I write that more simply? So break the text, for me, breaking the text down to the simplest form has been the key.
And it's all about using that language and structure that they're comfortable with.
Short sentences are better, that people will actually pick up what they have to do. It's plain English and you're using jargon that is appropriate to the people that you're dealing with. So, yeah, they're the issues.
A lot of them tend to be very text dense, highly technical, have missteps of explanation, don't have clear enough instructions, they're not necessarily ordered logically. They have, in some cases, they have irrelevant or unnecessary components to them.
Or if we're doing the assessment, then as we're giving them the game plan for how it's going to work, you might say, listen guys, just go to question 3 and just change the wording for me. And what it does is they go, oh yeah, okay, now I know what you mean. Or I'll let them come back to me and say, look, if you get stuck in any of those questions, give us a yell. And they'll say, what does question so-and-so mean? And I'll say, well, it means, how do you unload a truck? Oh, but we could have to phrase that a lot differently in the question to meet the standards. But then you break it down verbally and they go, oh yeah. And we use the pre-work brief.
Menus, docket pads.
They use what we call task risk assessments.
Using workplace documentation makes it more relevant. If they really go back and look at the workplace documentation, then they can actually copy that straight as is. And eventually they will learn to use that more often.
It's putting more graphics into the assessments itself, or line drawings or something rather than words.
They do have to write, but then the writing can be saved by making a sketch. So that confirms to the supervisor and she can read the dial successfully.
Because of the framework we work in, we're allowed to have the assessments in multiple facets. So we could have it in yes and no's, we can have it in multiple choice, but we have to have a certain amount of written ones. So it's a matter of when you pick the written questions that you don't have something overly complicated.